Techfluid. This is Acre, CES 2025. I'm here with
Adeeb from
Kama, the one and only Kama. I filmed many a video in my car while Kama was taking the wheel.
One of these guys.
These guys are what's responsible. So thank you so much, Adeeb, for taking the time.
Yeah.
And first of all, kind of give us like the 10,000 foot view of what is Kama.
All right. So you put this little guy in your car. You put it in your Honda Civic, Toyota Corolla, the car you already drive, and it gives it Tesla Autopilot-like functionality by upgrading the lane keeping system and the adaptive cruise in the car.
And also, depending on the make, model, year of your car, there could be even more functionality sometimes. Like they're a little different.
So we got an experimental mode where you got red lights, stop signs, that kind of stuff. We're really working on that, trying to push on that. And some cars, the compatibility varies a bit, which is sometimes tough. But fundamentally, the system is capable of all of these things, and then it's just a matter of like what the car's adaptive cruise and lane keeping system allows us to do.
Does this need to be connected to the internet?
Nope. You could connect it for updates or to upload dashcam footage, but all the driving stuff is local.
So I'm just going to ask you some questions that I get a lot because, trust me, I've spoken to many people about Kama. So this thing drives for me. Like, can I sleep?
No. So we actually have this little camera. We make sure you're not falling asleep. We'll actually wake you up if you are asleep. Mm-hmm. We're really working on that this year too, even when the system isn't engaged. But when you are engaged, what we can do with this driver monitoring camera is we gauge your attentiveness and your readiness to take over. And with that, we can make it such that you don't have to tug the wheel like every other system you can use right now.
I have to emphasize, Kama, when it's driving for you, you do not have to keep reminding the car that you're still there.
Yeah.
It's very different from many of the adaptive cruise controls that are shipping with the OEM, the legacy automakers, right? What makes Kama so special? What is the secret sauce? Why is it driving my car so smoothly?
It's just the power of modern machine learning. We're taking, all the modern techniques, leveraging the data we have over our fleet. We have the second largest fleet. We get back tons and tons of data, 3.5 million minutes of driving every single week.
How many people right now have this on the road?
So there's about 10,000 with this unit, the latest Kama 3X, and then 20,000 total lifetime.
Awesome. And with regards to the future of Kama, what's going on? Can you tell us anything?
Yeah. So timelines are always hard. This stuff is very much an open research problem, but anybody who's paying attention may have noticed FSD's gotten a lot better recently. There's tons of Waymos out there. And we want to get our experimental mode really up to par and start closing that gap. We're really hoping this year we can ship what we call end-to-end longitudinal to chill mode. And that means like really, really reliable stop lights, stop signs.
Yes. I remember when I first engaged experimental mode on my brother's RAV4, and when it stopped at the stop sign, like we damn near just like prayed.
It'll do some beautiful stuff.
It was really cool.
It feels like a demo though.
It does.
It's a student driver.
It's still learning, right? And that's the beauty of the system. You guys are training the models in your headquarters, and you guys can push it out over the air.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah. I just want to shout out to all the people in the Discord also, on the Kama Discord.
Yeah.
I think that you guys as a company, it's amazing how a community has developed and people really have taken the technology into their own hands.
Yeah.
Right?
Super cool.
Because technically this is a dash cam, right?
Or
how's that going along?
This is a device purpose built for OpenPilot. Mm-hmm. It is a dash cam, but it is also a driver assistance system. The community is largely to thank for all the car support though. Shane here is our only full-time engineer who works on cars, but he really exists to support the community and bringing it to more cars.
Absolutely.
Big shout out to the community.
And obviously shout out to Aptera for bringing us to CES. Can you speak a little bit about maybe a future integration into more cars natively that are supporting Kama?
So the cool thing about Aptera is we haven't had any backroom discussions with them. Everybody knows Chris used to work here, and he now works at Aptera. But the way this worked was we published a blog post. We're like, we have this spec, this OBDC spec. If you put your CAN buses here and you make it easy to integrate, then this is how you integrate with Kama. You make something that connects to this port right here, and that's exactly what Aptera has done.
So it's very exciting that Aptera is going to be out the gate going to be very easy to get this product into the car, because everything else there is a little bit you know, you got to watch a YouTube, you got to fiddle with some
We
wires.
got the setup diagram right here.
Yeah, let's check it out.
Yeah.
What people also don't realize with Kama is just how little that you actually touch your car.
Yeah.
Right. So that's awesome. You want to talk a little bit about that?
So this is the little computer that's already in your car. It's generally a lane keeping ECU that sits right above your rear view mirror, and it's covered by a little piece of plastic trim. You slide off that plastic trim, you disconnect a little connector, you install our harness to split that off, and then you got this little USB-C, you connect it up, and then you mount up the device. That's pretty much it.
There's no wire splicing. There's nothing being cut, and it's fully reversible.
Yeah, it takes about 10 minutes if you want to like really take your time and be careful. There's speed runs. Chris himself from Aptera, he's done a speed run in like a RAV4 he rented.
Yep.
You can watch it on YouTube. Took like a minute.
And you can return it back to Hertz.
Yeah.
And they'll never know.
Yeah.
Right. Except for F-150s. Ford, please put the port up top.
Yeah.
You know, we got to route all the way down.
So most cars, they have the little connector up on top, super convenient. Then there's like the 5% of cars where it's in an inconvenient spot. It is what it is.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you would like to tell people about Kama, about the future? Any sales going on?
No, we lowered the price to $9.99 at CES. That was our big announcement. Anybody out there who wants to, you know, who's looking for a job, software engineer, hardware engineer, we're hiring to make these guys a little more beautiful, to make the driving even better, to ship experimental mode. We're a super, super small team, 25 people. That includes the 10 people who build this, who run the factory, who build this device, the engineers.
It's all made in America.
Made in San Diego, right in the office. We have a 20K square foot office in San Diego. Factory's on the bottom, engineering's up on top. That's the whole operation.
This is really, really true American ingenuity. Like, I cannot stress enough how amazing Kama is as a company. So thank you so much, bro. Like, follow them, follow their socials. They have the best blog posts about machine learning. It's incredible.
Put a lot of time into those.
a lot. So thank you so much. Salute.